done. I said, well, look down there. You might see what's happening. And so she looked down and saw the girls twerking, and we sat down on these big, nice lawn chairs to get out of sight, the girls down there twerking. So the next day we were sitting at the pool, and who comes to sit right next to me in the pool? The same chick came and sat down next to me, and I didn't recognize her at first. And then she started telling, the guys in the pool to start shaking their ass. She shake hers. And I was like, this is the same chick from last night. And then the other girl who came with her, who lifted up her skirt the night before, found out it was her mother. What? I swear to God. And the whole time,
all right, we are live.
I thought that was her mother. All right, we're live.
We look like we're okay. We're not dropping any frames anymore, so hopefully that's our fix. Welcome to Beastly Thoughts Live for the third time. Live number 3. This looks like it's going to work out. We do have a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. Let's just jump right into it.
What we've been playing.
Beastly, did you get to play any games besides, watch that girl twerk and a little bit of doubles tennis, maybe?
We played, I'm trying to think of the name. We played a few games. They had life-size chess boards, table tennis. I think it's called hacky sack, where you throw the little sack into the ball. No sex games, guys. It was just something on top of the ball.
Yeah, hacky sack, you kick like a little sack.
I'm not from the country, okay? I don't know what game it was, but there's like a rectangular box about 20 feet away, and you throw like a bean bag and land in the center of the box, and you get a point.
We don't usually play with sacks here in Jersey. I don't know what you guys do there.
This is Atlanta.
I've seen the Jersey Shore, and I know that's bullshit.
In Atlanta, sacks are getting played with by everybody. But yeah, man, I had an absolute blast. I had a great time. I'm going to go back next year, take my teenage boys. I don't think it's something that my girls are ready for. But as far as the overall value, you get to spend 4 nights out there on the sea. Everything is free room service. It was just amazing. And
nice.
It's something that I have to experience over and over again now. It's like a fix. So now I can let go of my
tattoo games while you're out there?
fixation.
Did you bring any systems? Did you bring any portables?
I took my PlayStation Vita. Some of the guys in the comment section 2 weeks ago told me to take the Vita. And so I did take it. And the only game that I played was Hotline Miami. And for some reason it worked. It just kept me busy. It kept me excited for the time that I was able to kind of sit. Because really on a cruise ship, there's a party going on at all times. There's never really a downtime. Like if you get up out of your cabin and you walk out and you hit an elevator and like go up to the 9th or 10th floor, there's 2 or 3 parties going on. There's people drinking and people walking around in swimsuits at all times of night. And, it was just a great time. And it's something I would definitely tell everybody to try if you ever get a chance to go. And if you're single, it works out even better for you, because I had no clue that there were cliques of females and cliques of guys who get together 4 and 5 at a time. And there was tons of singles there. They had singles parties. They had LGBT parties. They had every kind of hookup party you could imagine.
What kind of tea? I love tea.
I don't know if it's the kind of tea you like, Brian.
Oh.
But the young lady who was twerking and her mother was actually lifting up her skirt, we were sitting at the pool, and she told us right in front of me, in front of my wife, in front of her mother, she said, "Oh, Mom, I'm going to get me a nice guy tonight, and I'm going to fuck his brains out." And then I looked at her mother, and her mother gave her a high five and said, "That's my girl." I said, "Holy shit." What?
All right. So all my life I've been avoiding cruises. Apparently this was a wrong decision.
Yeah, man. It was one of those experiences. On top of that, I'd never been on a plane, so you guys can imagine how that was. The first time I'd ever flown. It was exciting and terrifying and amazing, and now I'm kind of addicted to that. So I might fly to Connecticut just to shake your hand, Mr.
Dude. I was actually, me and my wife were, I'll talk about this more after the podcast or next time we can chat, but I'm actually planning like a southern trip by car, and I was thinking it might be fun to do some meetups.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me know.
All right. Not northern.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
Got me excited. What about old Canada?
Old Canada. But I had a great time, guys. And like I said, the whole time I was there, I was thinking, damn it, what's going on? I even made some videos, actually, talking to my subscribers. I haven't uploaded them yet, but I was really anxious and, in the back of my mind, wondering what was going on Sunday, because when you're out there on the ocean, there's virtually no kind of Wi-Fi connection. You can pay for the boat's Wi-Fi service, but that's like basically internet on a string. It works 5% of the time.
So it's exactly what you're used to at home.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same fucking thing.
I was thinking it. He said it. I didn't say it though.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm used
Dick
to.
move, Briar. Dick
But
move.
yeah, I saw that you guys didn't have the opportunity to do it last week, and so here we are this week, ready to talk about video games. And so I guess now let's talk about what we've been playing.
Video games. Not too nerdy. What you been playing?
I have been playing. You know what? I actually been catching up on this game called Trine 3. You know, I played the first two. I never got a chance to play the third one. So I looked at it. It's not as good as the first two. I'll tell you that right away. It's kind of weird because you could go. It's like depth perception. So you could go forward and back. So it's kind of confusing sometimes because the camera angle is weird. So you might go behind a wall and you sort of lose track of the character, and then you see like the camera rotate, and like it's kind of weird.
Is it like Little Big Planet where there's different planes of a 2D scroller?
It's definitely
It's 2.5D, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy the way it works, and then sometimes it is full 3D, and then sometimes it's not. It's really weird, but the game is still fun though. I just think the other Trines look better too, that was the first thing I wanted to do because I'm like, all right, let me see how good it's gonna look on a PC, and I felt like Trine 2 looked the best out of all of them. It even
Those games are known for looking spectacular.
Even look good on a PS4. Trine 2, like that looks really good. So.
Even on a PS4.
Yeah. But another game that
console.
I got a chance to start out playing just a little bit was Paragon. It went early access, and it started on the 18th. So it's early access, I believe, for PS4. I got it for PC. You have to pay for it. So I know some people debate about paying for it, but to be honest, it's really the type of game that it is, a MOBA, and all the games are like that. For example.
It's a third-person MOBA, right?
Yeah. And it's also from the creators, from Gears, the original creators of Gears of War. So, Epic Games are the ones that created this. So that's why it has a lot of action. It's really intense, and it's really fast movement as well. So
It looks like a MOBA I would actually get into. I do not like League of Legends. This would be my League of Legends. It looks really good, actually. I'm really impressed by it.
Yeah, just a quick disclaimer for the people watching the podcast. Robbie didn't do his hair today, so unfortunately, he will not be showing his face. Normally,
Sorry,
he
guys.
goes to the same hairdresser that
Let's be honest. Robbie went out last night, had his first hangover. My first hangover, his first Fisher Price hangover.
Fisher Price.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! He had his drink served to him by Woody and Buzz Lightyear, and it was a blast to infinity and beyond. Robbie, remember that.
In case you guys want to try Paragon, there are paywalls right now. It's $19 or $19.99 for Founders Pack. The one I got was the Masters Founder Pack, which is full $60, and there's one above that that's $99. Now, This is pretty high, but to be honest with you, this is exactly what Blade and Soul did. This is what a lot of MMOs do as well. Even though, and the funny thing is, when this game comes out, it's gonna be free to play. So this is gonna be a free to play game, but you're gonna get things now. You're gonna help them test it out, and you're gonna get things when it comes out. So you're gonna have all the characters released. So stuff that people will be paying later for extra stuff, you'll be getting ahead of time anyway. So
tell me about the gameplay itself. It's third person. It's a shooter. But you're playing a MOBA, so you've got tactics, you've got areas, you've got you got 3 lanes, right? That you're trying to control. Are there mobs that you've got spawning as well? Yeah.
So I just say it's your basic MOBA to the extreme because everything seems like it just feels at all times there's a lot of action. Cause I've been with MOBAs that you're going against minions and stuff like that, and you're not there's not too much action player to player. But this one is full action. You could go, some characters could go from one side of the screen to the next and start attacking you. It's always action. That's one thing I noticed. And I think I played a tough character. My first time playing was her name's Sparrow, and she shoots arrows. So the way I was doing it, it's kind of hard. And I only got to play literally for 20 minutes, but I was watching, spectating and stuff, seeing people play it online to get used to what it's like. And it's very complex, but I have a gaming mouse, which it's 12 buttons on the side, but I'm going to get a special mobile mouse. It was only 6 buttons, so it'll be a lot easier to control. But I can see that working for a game like that, if you're playing on PC. I'm kind of curious how it's going to play on the PlayStation 4, though, because I feel like this is definitely MOBA is all about PC, but I know Smite and this game, they're all going to PS4 as well. So that's why I'm kind of curious how that's going to play on the PS4.
As far as speed of play, like, is it slow paced like the Division, or are you running around gunning stuff
You're
down?
running around. It's like you need some skill in this. Like I don't know. It's really tough. You know, like if you're comparing to things like you're talking about League of Legends fast, like Dota, like, but and Smite. I say Smite 'cause I think Smite's probably the fastest one out of all of them. Because Smite in like the arena is like pretty damn quick, and I think it's like that. So it just the graphics look a lot better, and it feels like it's kind of shocking because when you see the game itself, you wouldn't think the creators of Gears of War were the ones that created this. You know what I mean? Like
really.
that's why like you wouldn't think that they had it in them to create this because it's yes they got the action down like they did before, but it's just a completely different style game from what they're used to. So
All right, and what are you getting? So it's going to be free to play, and you're going to be able to buy, you know, characters and costumes and hats. Probably, I don't know. What do you buy in MOBAs?
like you get same things like MMOs. That's
Yeah.
only-
So
the only-
what are you getting? So for $20, you can get early access, basically,
Correct.
right?
And you only
then
get
for
3
$60, you get the Founders Pack.
The Founders Pack, let me look up real quick. Founders Pack is $20. You get 3 characters. You get Steel, you get Sparrow, you get Howitzer or whatever, or
And
Howitzer.
they're unlocked forever.
And yeah, those 3 characters, I'm not too sure how that works. They didn't explain that to me. I'm pretty sure though you get a bunch of things when it comes out for real. The other one though, the one that's $59.99, that one's you get 13 characters. So that's a big jump from 3 characters. And
And
then
this isn't anything new for Not Too Nerdy guys. I remember you did spend like $100 on Warframe too, right?
yeah, I spend some
Probably
money.
more than
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit!
yeah.
It's
So,
free to play.
It's free to play, but I like to support the develop. If I like the game, I'll put money into it. Like that's the way I feel. Like I always give back. If I like the game, if it's crap, then I'm just gonna keep the free to play, and I know what it's like, and I move on to the next game. But if you see me put hours into a game, I'm gonna get some stuff too, and just it gives it back to them. Plus, I'll get to enjoy the game even more.
Right,
So-
you get your character customization and all that stuff. What comes with the $100 pack?
The $100, it's 13 characters just like the other one. The only difference is it's gonna be a total of 39 characters when it's all said and done. So like in the end, where all the heroes are released, you're gonna constantly keep getting into new characters to try out.
Nice.
So
And it's currently available for
I
PC only.
No,
And-
PS4 as well.
PS4
So you can play on PS4 right now as well?
Founders Pack. Yeah, you can order it right now on a PlayStation. Like just
I might
go
do
play-
that, because this game looks really fun to me.
Yeah.
You try it,
does.
I'll try it, bro.
I would definitely get into it. I mean, it looks fun. Like I was watching a stream even today. I'm like, this looks really well made. Like it just looks like a lot of fun. What is so
wonder-
funny?
Nothing.
Inside
He's
joke,
just like, you try
Bobby.
it, I'll try it. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
wonder-
I totally missed that. Okay.
I wonder if it's like. See, I don't know if it's gonna be like this. I think once you buy one, you can't upgrade to the next one. So it's kind of you pretty much have to choose wisely. If you want the Founders Pack or if you want to pay more, you better decide now. Because say if you like it and you're like, man, I only got 3 characters, now I'm gonna pay another $60 to get the rest of them. So you have to pretty much choose wisely. I don't know if they let you upgrade from one pack
I've
to
made
the
some
next.
pretty poor decisions in the past. I don't see any reason not to be forward in that.
Damn right, damn right.
What else you been playing?
That's pretty much it. To
That's
be
it?
honest, I barely played that. I was watching and like that game, that was so entertaining to watch. Like I wasn't even playing as much yet. Like that's how entertaining I think that game is. It's
Wow,
it's
that
fast
sounds-
paced.
This game sounds like pornography.
It
Continue.
sort of is like especially when
Hold
they
on
do
here.
different angles. Oh wait, what were we talking about?
Is this a video game podcast or a Pornhub podcast?
Those
Leave
different
to
angles.
decide.
That and what was the one that was the Blizzard one? What's that one
Overwatch?
called? It's like a first-person MOBA, right?
Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah. Overwatch
those-
is a good one.
I bet those two games are going to go head-to-head. I wonder which one's going to come out on top. I guess that game doesn't really need to come out on top. As long as it's got a player base, you can keep playing.
They're,
Yeah.
they're like the same, different types of characters though. That's the thing. Different type of characters. One's first person, the other one's like third. So that's the thing. Like,
And Overwatch isn't coming to consoles, right?
No,
no, it is.
It
they're
is?
all
Okay.
coming consoles as well, which is interesting. So you're gonna start to see MOBAs on consoles more, and that's interesting to me.
Yeah. I can't wait
It's
to
a- it's a fun way to play.
it as well.
All right, Robbie, what have you been playing?
Pretty much just the Division this week, and I think obviously we didn't have a show last week, but obviously everyone was playing it last week. Like that's pretty much
Yeah.
what everybody was playing, and still this week I've been playing it too. And I have a lot of feelings on the Division because there's a lot of things I like about it and a lot of things I dislike about it.
I
And
would
think
agree with that statement, Robbie. Why don't we just bust into the division here?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Robbie. What are some of the things you like about it?
So first off, the things I like about it are things like the progression system. I think is good. I think one of my favorite things about the game is the world itself. The world
Yeah.
feels interesting and it's just well made. Like it's gorgeous to walk around in that city and just feel immersed. I love that city. I love that setting. That's also one of my biggest problems with the game, though, too, is because it feels like you can walk for ages and not find anything. And then, of course, you set a marker on the map and you're going to go to like a mission, and it's a ton of walking, and then a lot of times you just don't even see anything. And it's
I find that I rarely use the fast travel unless I really want to go like across the map because the fast travel, because of the loading times, I find it's almost faster to just walk.
yeah, they're pretty long. That's very true.
Well, I haven't put in as much time with the division as you guys because I was gone partly last week. But for the few hours that I put in, I kind of like it, and there are some major issues. I feel it's extremely repetitive. I
It
don't
gets
like the
repetitive.
I don't like the fact that almost every enemy seems to be a carbon copy of the last. They all pretty much look the same, and the only other enemies I've run into pretty much have the exact same tactics as the last guy. There's really no strategy in taking enemies down other than just to shoot them.
I think
And
there's one faction that you get to, I think once you hit like level, I want to say like
20-ish.
13, 14, like you start running into these guys and they're more militaristic and they tend to flank
I
you
know.
more
Yeah, I
often.
know what
14.
you mean.
I think it's 14. Yeah.
14, yeah. So once you hit those guys, the tactics do change a little bit, but not dramatically, and the look of them doesn't change that much. You know, they're just guys dressed in military outfits.
my number one gripe so far with the game, and I hear that a lot of people are feeling the same way, is that these guys take way too much damage to take down. Way too much. I spent so much time fighting enemies that were not bosses that in any other game would have boss health. Just regular enemies, you shoot them in the head 10 times and they're still coming at you. And I'm like, holy crap, they need to really go in there and fix the scaling for these enemies because they take way too much damage and it just feels like a waiting game. It doesn't feel like there's any real strategy going into beating them. You just sit behind a wall, you pop out, give them some damage, you pop back in, rinse and repeat until it's
Very
over.
slow-paced gamelay because of that.
And the leveling
The
is
enemies,
super slow too.
they do a lot of damage to you, but you don't feel like you're doing a lot of damage to the
Yeah.
enemies. So you have to just play ultra careful, especially if you're playing solo. If you're playing as a group, I think it's a little bit better. I think the game scales better for a group than it does for solo players.
I don't know when you're
But
fighting a mission.
when you're playing,
I don't know about
when you're
that.
playing through like from level 0 to 30, it doesn't really encourage you to play with a group that much because unless all four of us were leveling up our characters at the exact same time at the exact same rate, whoever's the highest level is going to set what the level of the enemies are.
Yep.
So if Not Too Nerdy's been playing twice as much as us, and he's a level 20, and we're all level 10s. Guess what? We're gonna be shooting pea shooters. Not Too Nerdy's gonna be doing all the work because all the enemies are gonna be level 20, which is
That's
really
so
a bummer.
frustrating to me. Yeah, that's got to be one of my biggest problems too. Just trying to find matchmake for a mission, even on normal, and it sets me up with like either lower level up people or higher level, and then it's just like either I'm doing all the work or I can't do anything. That's very frustrating. They need to fix that.
This
Absolutely.
game has been frustrating me on the PS4. I'm going to just come out and say, and I know it's happened on the PC a couple of times for me. but
Heresy!
On the PS4, there's been so many glitches, and whether I'm getting stuck in a damn car, I just fall into a car. I don't know how that happens. I have
It's a
enemies
Ubisoft game.
that I'm shooting, and they don't know that I'm shooting them, and they're all pointing their guns and shooting in an open area that I'm not even standing there. So I approach them, they just disappear and spawn next to me. Like I've never like seen that happen consistently in any game before. That it keeps happening in different locations, almost the same exact scenario where I have to develop my own strategy to get past that. Like I have to develop a strategy. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my bullets. I'm gonna approach them till they spawn and then turn around and shoot them because they're gonna end up behind me. So that's not good when it's like that. And for some reason, it kept happening on the PS4. But when the game works on like the PC, this game makes you focus on taking cover. This game's all about taking cover and shooting here and there, knowing when to just put your weapon over the cover, shoot them, and when to poke your head up and shoot them. And
Yeah.
Beasley, what you're saying about the bosses, The bosses are extremely easy if you're work with people. The reason why they're easy is because it's all about flanking them. They only aim one spot. So if you're shooting them from the front, he's facing them. If you go to the sides, you shoot them, you'll take out his super armor right away. And that's what they want you to do in the game. But the problem is, if you're doing solo, which this game allows you to, it doesn't adjust. It will make you do the same thing, and it's almost impossible for you to sit there by yourself and break that super armor when there's all these small minion guys running around trying to kill you, and then you have the boss that's super armor. You know, that's not
every for a solo player, every encounter seems to play out the same. Is you gotta run around, like constantly run around, take out all the minion guys, and then spend 20 minutes just trying to get through that armor of the boss. You know, and if you make one mistake,
you're done.
Boom, you're done. You restart.
Yeah, and that becomes frustrating. It really becomes frustrating. To add glitches to that, you have no idea how pissed off. I literally stopped playing the PS4 version, and I want to get back into it, but I just stopped. I stopped at level 7 on the PS4 version.
We all know that you don't fuck around when games screw up or screw you over, Mr. Not Too Nerdy. You didn't return your PS4 version, did you?
I still have it. You know, I'm holding on to it. I don't know why. Maybe because I feel like a part of me feels that I want to get back into this to play with you guys. You know, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. Hopefully, you know, whatever little bugs. I mean, because I do see other people reporting it. So hopefully they patch these things. And then, like, I could, you know, since I know what I'm doing now, I'll be able to level up a little bit quicker. And then I could just to play with you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm focused on the PC version. That's just... I'm having more fun on the PC at the moment for that game.
With a group, though, the game is fun.
Oh, yeah.
Very fun.
You know, coordinating, especially once you get to like some really hard encounters, coordinating your actions with your group, coordinating your loadouts, coordinating, you know, once you start getting into those, you know, purple guns, high-end guns, like that stuff is fun to use, and guys drop a lot faster. I do enjoy that aspect of the game. I don't like 0 through 30, but once you kind of get up there and you start playing with your friends, I don't like playing solo. I think that's what I don't like. I don't like playing this game solo.
It is,
but I do enjoy it playing with friends because it's just a different game.
Yes, the number one person I play with. Shout out to Smurf Killer. That's his name. Smurf Killer, like he showed me like the techniques, like especially in the Dark Zone, the techniques of this game, and like I wasn't even paying attention to. It's so similar to the movement of Gears of War. That if you start dodging and jumping, that's the technique they use. You use the same exact technique you use in Gears of War. You're dodging left and right, and you're tumbling. So when you're going in the Dark Zone, you're tumbling and popping up to snipe people. Like, it's so much easier. We were cleaning, like, just destroying people when we start using Gears of War technique. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, if you start, you know, staying low and always ducking and covering, you'll see how much easier this game is.
You guys got a favorite weapon yet?
No, not me. I'm still
looking for one.
Still too new into the game.
Yeah.
Mine's I think it's the M1A1. It's MA1 or M1A or something like that, and it's a semi-auto sniper rifle essentially.
Those
you know, that's what it
too.
feels like. There's also a bolt action sniper in the game that you get a few times. That one fires too slow. It takes too long to reload. But this thing with a 12 times scope on it, I could take like a guy out in two headshots in the Dark Zone. Like, it's that quick. It's fast.
You're very good.
I really like that. And then following that up with a short-range weapon like a Vector or something.
Yeah. What I noticed in this game, like, this game has a lot of sniper guns. Like, I kept looking, like, there's so many people with different sniper guns. I'm, like, looking, like, how many sniper guns are in this game? Because there's so many variations of sniper guns. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I want to see what else I could get.
That's the thing that I really am enjoying about this game. I'm only level 7, but I've got a handful of all unique weapons, and the ability to mod them on so many different levels really makes your character or your gameplay experience unique. And a lot of games in this vein don't offer that ability or that degree of your own personal taste as far as your firepower.
It gets better too, basically, because eventually you start getting gear that you can modify too. So your vest you can modify, your gloves you can modify. So you can start building up toward, you know, like, okay, I got really cool, you know, special abilities. I'm going to start, you know, combining all my gear to kind of give me more special abilities or more health or more attack power. And, like, you know, you can kind of do that with all your gear, and it is fun. It's addictive to collect gear in that way.
Wow. Okay. Had no clue
Yeah.
that you could customize on that level, but
Oh,
that's one
Dark.
thing that's really awesome. One thing I don't like though, guys, is the character customization seems to be severely lacking.
Oh yeah.
Kate has a female, I have a male, but I'm like the only difference is hers has boobs. They look just alike.
Yeah.
I would have preferred a more robust, especially with this being an online kind of open world, competitive co-op multiplayer experience. You want kind of your characters to reflect your own personality or
I
something
was
like that.
disappointed by that too, Beasley, and I kind of forgot about it until you said that. In the beta, I felt like it looked like you were going to have more options
Yeah.
than what they gave you in the beta, but they were just limiting it to you in the beta. But then I got the game. I'm like, nope, they didn't limit it in the
That's
beta.
exactly
This
the same.
is
No.
exactly the same.
It's the same shit.
The only thing
No.
you gotta be careful in the Dark Zone, though. Just to point that out, when you guys get a chance, there are weapons. You better be careful what you're taking in there, man. 'Cause I see I had this awesome weapon. Like there's drops. You could lose your crap once you take it over there. Like that's the thing. Like it's just so much fun that knowing that you could just take someone's money. Like they might do special drops and stuff like that, special loot drops, loot weapons, and then sometimes it's nothing. You know what I mean? But I think you always get money at any kill that you get in the Dark Zone.
I need you to be
Or
clear with
XP.
this.
Or
Are you saying
XP.
that? Are you saying that if you go into the dark zone and you're just in there, trying to extract weapons or something, and you get into a firefight with someone who has gone rogue, that the weapons that you took into the dark zone can be taken from you?
No.
No. What I was saying is no, I'd say the weapon. You gotta be careful of the weapons you use there because you're gonna constantly keep dying in the Dark Zone. Like the Dark Zone is something like you think you have good gear, but once you go to the Dark Zone, you see the stuff that you get in the Dark Zone. I think that's where the best weapons in the game are. I think those drops are better. I mean, unless I'm not seeing something in a regular game, 'cause I felt like all the better weapons are in the Dark Zone. Am I wrong about that, or are they?
No,
in the
I
game?
think you're right about that. I think actually, when somebody gave me the advice is to not even bother with the Dark Zone until I was level 30. I think that's bad advice. I think
Well, that's what I've been doing.
as you're leveling up, going into the Dark Zone, pulling some weapons out actually makes leveling up easier.
Yeah.
Because you're going through those missions and side missions much faster.
Yeah, because you have better weapons going through
Right.
side. I mean, that's why I don't understand. Because some people say, "Oh no, you don't get the best you don't get best weapons there." I think that's because those people leveled up max before they went to the Dark Zone and focused on that. But if you were doing it half and half, going back and forth, you'll see that
Yeah,
you'll actually
shave off
get
some
some pretty
time,
good
yeah.
weapons to go back into the game and play with. So
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do. It's like for every probably hour or two I spend in regular PVE, I'll spend at least a half hour in the Dark Zone just kind of messing around. And it's fun to be in the Dark Zone, especially with your
It's
friends.
so fun.
Let me ask you guys a question, because this game is very similar to, of course, Destiny, as far as the overall.
Well,
it is
not in
because
terms of gameplay at all. But
no, not gameplay, but as far as the network aesthetic, as far as the way you can go co-op with your friends, go against your friends. It's kind of a similar shooter type of experience. And when Destiny first released, everybody had issues with the story. What are you guys thinking of the story of this game so far?
It's completely forgettable.
pretty
Yeah,
average.
I
There's
don't even
nothing
remember
really
the story
that's
anymore.
Dance
Like-
out about it. Yeah.
The problem I have with the story is when we got the beta and we all played that, it seemed really interesting to find out what happened on this Black Friday assault or attack. But by the time you get into the game, it's already happened and it's kind of in the past.
Yeah.
Until the amazing part of the story that you wanted to really see and get kind of an emotional attachment to has already taken place, and it's post this event. And I think they would have been much better off starting before this event so that you can actually, your character can go through some development and you can watch what has happened. I just feel like from this point on, there's really not much they can do as far as single player DLC, because other than adding new factions or new gangs for you to come up against, because this threat has already happened.
In the future, what I'd like to see them do is actually add some enemy variety to it, because you're right,
yes.
BC, is that a lot of times you just feel like you're shooting the same thing over
Same
and over
guys.
again, and the only difference is that little icon above his head that tells you is he a sniper, is he a grenadier, is he a shotgunner, and then the color of his health bar just tells you how many bullets you're going to have to put in, or how many clips you're going to have to put in.
Yeah, clips, bags of clips.
You know what's kind of funny though? The irony in all this is how gamers think. Gamers are complaining that Destiny had no story, nothing. Now that you get a story in this one, no, everyone's like, who cares about the story? I'm just trying to play the game.
You know what? I'll tell you the difference though is that I wanted to finish the the story mode of Destiny. Even though there wasn't much there, I was excited all the way through that. And then ultimately there was no payoff. There's plenty of stuff happening in the story. It's just I don't care, and it's boring. Like
I think that all the characters are extremely forgettable. I don't even know. There's this Asian woman. I still don't even know her name. I don't really care or want to care about what's been going on. And the thing about Destiny, Briar, you're right. Even though I stepped away from Destiny quite a while ago, when the game first launched, the story was lackluster to say the least. Oh. But every time you got dropped into the world, there was always something going on. There was always a firefight right in front of you. There was always some kind of crazy hop on your speeder and go through, This, you're doing a lot of running through the city, and it's just empty beauty. That's the way I see it. It's a beautiful
How do you guys
world.
feel about killing those rioters, man? I feel kind of bad about it. I'm just rolling up on these guys, and they're like down, like picking some dude's pockets, and I'm like, pop, 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 pop. I don't even give them a warning shot. And then I go loot their fucking bodies. I'm just as bad as they are, man.
I think ever since Call of Duty and in the airport scene, I mean, every game since then for me, just like we've already seen that. Like,
That's true.
Oh boy,
that's the moment you lost yourself, huh?
Yeah, that was it. That was pretty bad. I felt bad after I did that.
It turned you into a fucking terrorist, man.
I had a lot of fun
and you
with that.
had to do it.
You had to do it, man.
Robbie, that's messed up.
Oh man, it was a good time shooting all those people in the
Don't say that. Do not ever.
They couldn't even defend
do that.
themselves, they were just helpless little people.
Stop it, Robbie. That's not funny, man.
We get the banhammer. Jesus.
Helpless little children running around, I just
Shut
pick
up,
them up,
robot.
take them away.
All right, I'm muting Robbie. Before the
No,
NSA gets called on him.
I'm done.
I am going to keep playing it, though. And I do look forward to playing with you guys. I do think the game is a lot more fun playing with a group. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with DLC. Like, if they can... Because I think the foundation here is strong, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do to just, just kind of enrich the environment a little bit.
How far is everyone, though? So I know how much I have to catch up on the PS4 if I go back. What level are you on? What level?
I'm only level 7.
Okay,
I'm
so
level
we're
7 on
even.
PS4. I'm level 25 on Xbox One.
Oh, okay, so 7. And Briar, where are you on the PS4 level?
I'm not sure. I'm around level 20 on... I know I hit level 20. I might be 21, 22
Okay.
on PS4. And I think I'm level like 3 or 4 on Xbox One.
So you're not that far ahead. I
No.
can. All right, good.
I think we'll be good. All right, cool.
All right, so
You
we got
guys
some
let
news.
us know in the comment section what you think about The Division. I watched Mr. Briar Rabbit's video on the comparisons between The Division and Destiny, and it ended exactly like we'd expect it to end. But I want to know from you guys in the comments what you think about The Division, so please sound off and let us know. Continue, gentlemen.
All right, we do have some Destiny news.
Yeah, we do.
All right. You see that smile? You see the gleam
But
in his
first, how about a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Mutants in
How
Manhattan
fucking
has a
funny.
release date of May 24th, 2016.
This game looks cool. I'm looking forward to it.
eye? It does, and it's being made by one of my favorite developers. Can someone say
Platinum Games.
Bayonetta 2? More of that action? Oh my goodness. I just don't want to see a Ninja Turtle try to do the Bayonetta moves. That won't look right. Not with that shell, anyway. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks like it's going to be really fun. It's been a long time for me, anyway, since they've had a Turtles game that I was really interested in. I think the last time they made one that I was hyped for was Turtles in Time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you viewers have no clue what that is. So this does look pretty interesting, and I'd be excited to see it. I'd be more excited if they released the new live-action Turtles movie with actual people in costumes again. All right.
Oh.
Shall we continue?
Fallout 4's first DLC, known as Automatron, is releasing February 22nd on all platforms for $10. Wait, what?
This Tuesday.
Wait, what?
March 22nd, maybe?
No, this week.
Well, February? Robbie, what day is it in?
Oh shit! I put February. Oh god, I just realized.
Holy shit!
Whoops.
Did you
Okay.
write this
March
after,
22nd.
before or after
Sorry.
the week over?
No, it's this Tuesday, February 22nd. Like,
I
what?
had a rough night last night. All right, I was
You
a little
guys can
drunk.
tell this is his first hangover. He can't even remember what month he's in. Holy shit.
This is not my first hangover.
I remember.
All right,
I
so
remember my
Fallout
first
4
beer.
fans will be pleased with that.
Yeah.
Anybody picking that up?
Enter
Yeah.
Black Ninja. I know he's excited as hell right now to hear
Is
about
he?
that.
I
Like,
You know what? I bought the season pass, and
lost
I
interest.
really enjoy the game, so I'm excited for this. I think it looks really cool. I mean, you build your own robots and have them fight, and there's gonna be like a quest line to it. I really like what they're doing here.
They
And
already
it could
have
be-
mods like this, so I'm ready. You can get them for free with mods. So I'm like, I
Shut up,
don't.
next consoles.
Damn.
That's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's important to. It's like a waste of $10 for me, so I'll pass.
Ooh,
All right,
you're
keep
making
getting
Robbie.
consoles.
You're really hurting Robbie's feelings now, Mister.
Yeah.
Not too nerdy. Just
Get off the Skype call. You're
let
banned.
him be.
All right.
Oh yeah, now this is news that I actually talked about a little bit this week. Microsoft announces full network crossplay, inviting other networks such as PSN to take advantage of this new service. What do you guys think about this? What if Microsoft were to announce or start a new service that allowed people on PlayStation 4 and Windows 10 to play cross-platform with Xbox online services? Do you guys think that would be a win?
This means nothing unless PSN does this as well.
It's totally up to PSN. Totally up to
PlayStation already said they're up for it. That's what they already said they're up for it. But here's I'm gonna say my part on this one. I think that this is be great for gamers. I think this would be
Yes.
awesome.
Absolutely. This
But
is good in
I
every
don't see
way.
I don't see why Sony would do it or why they
No,
should.
why would they?
It makes no sense to me.
No.
If you have a business, right? Some of the sales that they get are people are like, wow, all my friends have the PlayStation 4. I
they
guess
buy
I
another
might as well
copy.
purchase the PS4. But now
Right.
if you could now do crossplay, you could keep the cheaper system at the time and still play with your friends. I don't
Exactly.
understand why a company will do that. Now, it's great for us. If they do it, that's great. You're doing
But they're
it
not
because
gonna.
for the fans. I just don't see why you want to do that because you're forcing people either A, buy both consoles, or B, just buy yours.
It's a brilliant tactic by Microsoft here,
Exactly.
because
right?
they win no matter
'Cause
what.
They look like the good
They
guys.
win no matter what.
Yeah.
They get a bunch of press coverage because they're like, hey, we
for the
want to
gamers.
open our network up so that our gamers can play with PSN gamers and back and forth, and they get a bunch of new, press coverage about how Xbox One games are compatible with PC games, which that will happen moving forward. So they're getting a bunch of great press out of this. It puts the onus on PS4 or Sony, who's gonna say no because like Not Too Nerdy just said, like, it makes no sense business wise to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. It's like tactically brilliant by Microsoft, and it
It's
puts
gonna make
Sony in
them-
a spot where they're like, we have no, there's no way we can move forward with this without
For the
looking like
fans,
assholes.
like this is an amazing move. Everything about this is awesome for people who are gamers and fans.
I know it's not going to happen though, Robbie.
I know, but I'm saying it's a business decision. Of course, it's
I gotta agree with you guys 100% there. I am in the heart of wanting this thing to actually
everything about
happen
this
because
is good though.
for a long time, my whole life, pretty much gaming, I've wanted to play cross-network if it were ever possible. You know, back in the day where Super Nintendo and Genesis existed, I would have loved a cord that would have connected the two or somehow an internet connectivity that allowed you to play against people on other consoles. And today that's something it's really a possibility. And it's 100% in Sony's, it's in their field to play if they like to. I don't think Microsoft would have ever done this if they were winning right now. If Microsoft was somehow winning the console war, this wouldn't be in the conversation at all. They would have never come up with this. This is their plan to really make Xbox look like the best place for gamers, the place that's really catering to gamers, giving people everything they could possibly want. And so whatever happens here, Sony's going to look like the villain. And people are going to look at Microsoft in a much brighter light because they're going to think, well, at least Microsoft did something for the gamers. They want us to be able to play against everybody. Sony said no, and it's all about the money. So Sony's going to look bad no matter how they play this game, unless they decide like to let maybe certain games, Rocket League, Call of Duty, some of these games actually go on this cross network.
Well, then the developers have to actually like develop that in. So it's not even like it's not like a switch they could flip. It's like the developers have to make it compatible.
You have
for
to opt
both
in
systems.
on it, yeah.
Especially the engine too could be an issue with things like this, just based on how it's built around the network. That could be a problem for each game, just based on its engine.
It's just funny to me because the people forget Sony's been doing crossplay. They've been doing that for PC. They have some games that are PC and PlayStation. Like they've been doing that on PlayStation 3. You know what I mean? Like they've been doing that already. It's Microsoft that hasn't been doing that. So the fact that they're saying that now makes Sony, all eyes are on Sony now, which is completely smart. Like Briar said, like Sony is like, damn, now what the hell do we do? Like we're gonna have to do it because otherwise we're gonna look like the bad guys. So
I don't think they're going to do it.
Final Fantasy, I believe it was Final Fantasy 11. I want to say 11, which is the first Final Fantasy that was an MMO.
Yeah.
It was on PlayStation 2. You could actually play that against people on PC as well.
That came out on PlayStation 2. Is that old?
Yes.
Wow.
I had it. I had the big block on the back of my PS2.
You guys are fucking old.
Yeah, I had the big giant hard drive that you had to install on the PS2. Yeah, I remember those days. I had EverQuest on the PS2, but they were actually doing cross-play back then, so it's really not something that they're new to.
That was between PC users, and that wasn't between Xbox users.
Oh, no, just PC. Kind of similar to what they're doing with Street Fighter V now.
I think Hector said it right, is that, you have this user base on the PlayStation 4, and it's possibly the strongest reason to go and buy a PS4 is because, well, all my friends are playing on PS4, so I want to play on PS4.
Yeah.
And to lose that advantage in Sony's eyes, not acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
It makes no sense. And especially when you're going to need those people for virtual reality and stuff. Like, you're going to need even a small percentage of the people. You're going to need them. You're still going to need those people to say, now that you have a PS4, now you can pay a little bit more to get this. And that's what they're banking on. So I don't think they could afford to make the Xbox get more sales than them right now. So.
All right. Final Fantasy 15's release date has leaked ahead of an official... They're still making Final Fantasy games?
I know.
The game will be available on September 30th, 2016 for all platforms.
We'll see. I don't know. This game has been so long coming.
I swear, man, it's one of those situations, right, where it's been in development for so long. It was Final Fantasy Versus 13 at first for PS3. Then they changed it, and now it's Final Fantasy 15. And the game does look good. We saw a demo like 5 years ago. And until it actually releases, I really don't care. It's one of those situations where it's been out there in the ether for so long that all the desire and all the angst and excitement about the game is kind of dissipated. And it's just, I pissed it all out. Now I don't care anymore.
Well, I'll tell you, there's definitely no excitement here.
I think Kingdom Hearts I'll rather that game than this. So that's why I'm more looking forward to something like that than Final Fantasy 15, to be honest. I mean, even though Final Fantasy 15 was pretty good, like the way that they showed it and stuff.
It looks amazing. Yeah. It does. It's something else. It's like just as graphically superior as, Metal Gear Solid 5 is, Final Fantasy 15 in its own ways on the same pedigree, the same bar. So it does look amazing, and I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, honestly. Everything but 13. But, I mean, I'm just not excited for it. I'll probably end up getting it and playing it, but I'm just not excited until I hear, it released yesterday.
Yeah, I want to just see it come out already. I mean, the game looks gorgeous. It looks like it could be really good, but I'm just ready to, try it out now. We've seen enough of it.
Yeah. Gears of War 4 multiplayer beta for Xbox One has been dated. It will begin on April 18th in early access, April 24th for most players, and end on May 1st. That's a nice long beta.
Yeah.
Final game is targeting 1080p 30 frames per second for single player and 1080p 60 frames per second for multiplayer.
Ooh.
That's a nice long beta you got there.
You like my beta? You know what?
That's
I'll
a nice
show you
beta
my
piece
beta
of
if you
gamer.
show me yours.
Yeah, sure. Whip it out, baby.
Okay. It's kind of weird.
I don't know.
Betas kill each other.
I'm kind of curious. That goal for 1080p 60 frames per second, I have a feeling that I don't know if it's going to stay there for multiplayer. Because, that's going to be risky. Because if they want to get perfect 60 frames per second, that's going to be a pretty good goal if it's 1080p 60 frames per second. I have a feeling they're going to drop that down, even if it's 900p 60
It's
frames.
going to look like Doom.
Yeah.
Like the textures are going to be like, each pixel is going to be like this big.
Shit look like Minecraft. All right.
That's the thing. Like, the characters are not small characters in Gears of War. So, that's the thing. Like, you have that plus the background. I don't know. That'll be impressive. They could do 1080p 60 frames, but I guess that's why they said they're targeting, right? Like,
each arena is going to be like a 6x6 box.
I'd like for them to somehow reach that. I think that if any game was supposed to somehow reach that magical number, it would be Gears of War, because the original Gears of War on the Xbox 360, it really pushed the graphical fidelity of that generation. I remember I didn't have an Xbox 360, I had a PS3, and when I saw that, I was like, there's nothing on PS3 that looks as good. I just felt that way. And so I'd like for Gears of War 4 to kind of have that same kind of magic. Whether or not they can or not, more than likely they probably won't be able to hit it, because from what I'm understanding, Quantum Break is only hitting 720p, like 25 frames a second on Xbox.
That's
for now.
So they're having they're having
That's
trouble
poopy.
optimizing for this thing.
So-
and
Question: do you think it's gonna be PC? Anyone? Do you think this is gonna be a game
Yeah,
that's gonna be?
I think it
PC?
will be.
You think
ooh,
so?
God.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this will be another.
I like how they're
cross-platform.
separating 30 frames per second for single player, 60 frames per second for multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think more games should do that because you want to see those big bombastic explosions and graphics and huge buildings and really impressive set pieces in single player. But in multiplayer, you just want that gameplay, right?
I agree.
So this is
I
perfect.
agree.
So,
Black
you know,
Ops 3 does the same thing. Call of Duty Black
does it?
Ops 3, yeah.
It runs 30 frames per second.
Single player is 30, 60 for the
Single
multi.
player has always been 60 in Call of Duty, even single player.
I may be mistaken.
No, it's always been 60. Yeah, it's okay though.
It's definitely 60 in multiplayer. It's always been 60
Yeah,
in
I know the
multiplayer.
multiplayer is.
Of course.
I must have been talking about
Battleborn has gone gold. The game is releasing May 3rd for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Same day as the Overwatch Open Beta. Ouch.
I had to put that in there because we all know this game is in trouble. Let's be real here. Like, no one is looking forward to this. And it sucks because Gearbox is such a good studio. I love Borderlands. I don't know why they're doing this, especially against Overwatch. Like, to just... I don't know.
You
I don't think
talk to the
they're in
most
trouble.
hardcore Borderlands fans, and they have a serious love-hate relationship with this developer. Like, this
Yeah.
developer talks some trash to their own fans. Like, it's
Really?
bad. I think that might be one of the reasons this game is going to be DOA.
Speaking of Borderlands, it's free on
Yeah.
Xbox 360 and Xbox One this month. Check it out.
That is a
Division-
fun game to check out.
Yeah, if you haven't played it,
Free. It runs like garbage on the 360 though.
it runs a lot better on the Xbox One. I actually downloaded it yesterday.
I mean,
They have the original Borderlands on Xbox One.
Yeah,
Well, Games of Gold, yeah. It's
Games
right
with
now.
Gold is available right now, my friend, as well as.
Oh, so it's a 360 version getting.
On Xbox One, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just like the original game.
you know my favorite Gearbox game, Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh yeah,
Get
solid pick. Solid pick.
Aliens
All
All right, this one's really exciting to me. PlayStation VR's date and price have been announced. The headset will cost $399 US and will be available this October. Thoughts?
I believe. Wait, I believe Rara is the one that said 400 when we were taking guesses. Didn't you say 400?
That's what I was hoping for. I
that's what
don't
I
know.
said.
I.
This
You,
seemed the most likely.
I think.
I'll
I
definitely
think.
say that.
I don't know. One of you guys said 400, or maybe you both agree with each other. I think.
Yeah, I said
maybe.
$399. You gonna take my fucking glory, man? What kind of shit is this, man? I'm just
Hashtag
kidding.
steal your thunder, man.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it's not $299.
I think the evidence, though. I think that video was destroyed. So I don't know.
This
We'll
is
never know.
bullshit.
Right? There's no way we could possibly prove it.
Oh man, I'm excited about this, guys.
It's still a lot of money. $400 is still a
I
lot.
gotta get two of them, man. I gotta buy two on day one. I already talked to the wife, and she said I can't bring one home. It's got to be two. So yeah, I'm pretty fucked.
I think.
And then it's $500 for like the set that comes
She
with the
told me
move and-
yesterday.
We have that after. Yeah, that's later in the news.
She told me. She
Well-
said it comes with two moves, the camera, and she said that's $500. That's
Two
because I already
golden
have.
dildos for $500.
Well, you might as well talk
That's
about
why
now
she wanted
because that right there, that $500 bundle. So that you guys
Yeah.
know, that's the only one's available right now for pre-order on Tuesday.
Yep,
The
yep.
other one's not going to be available till summer. So the only one you can get is the $499 bundle for pre-order.
I'm not getting that. I'm gonna wait till the $399 because I already have the camera, and
you
you
have a
can
move?
buy PlayStation Move controllers for around $30 a piece.
Yeah, I have a move controller and a camera, so I really want just the standalone version for myself, and I'm going to buy her the $499.
See, I'm going to pre-order it. If anything, I'll resell it anyway. But I'm going to pre-order it because of the fact that I have a feeling that they're not going to make that much, and they're going to get overwhelmed by the amount of people who are going to buy it because they're just going to be the early adopters. That's all they're targeting right now. And you can tell by their sales numbers, they said they only expect to sell 1.5 million. They have almost 40 million people with PlayStation 4s, and their goal is 1.5 million for VR. That's when
Yeah.
you know that they're undershooting right now. I really feel that they're going to be like, there's just people who are going to buy it just to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's going to be sold out, like without a doubt, on
Especially
Tuesday.
compared to their competitors like Oculus and Vive, they definitely have the best chance here to be like the mainstream headset that
They will.
consumers
They will.
get into because they are the cheapest price. They're the easiest buy-in. You buy your PS4, you buy PlayStation VR, you're good to go. With a PC, you have to make sure it's up to spec. It costs a lot more. On top of that, you're buying expensive technology
Hardware.
in that VR
Yeah.
headset. Yeah.
$600,
So they are in a good
$800.
position with this. Like, I'm totally confident about this price. It is, I guess, a little tough to swallow because it's the same price as the hardware that's running it. And people are going to be confused by that if they, don't really follow the gaming news that much. But I think this is still good. They're in a good position.
Technically, they said you don't need a PlayStation Move, technically. So, because
No.
you have the controllers
Camera.
have it inside. Both
Yeah.
each controller, so you have more than one controller, could count as 2 PlayStation Moves as well, they said.
They
There's
have these like
basically-
lights.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, it's
they,
the
the
light.
sensors are there, so they can use that. So either way, you're good to go without it. But of course, it's gonna feel more comfortable with those 2 little dildo-looking things. But
Oh, yeah, everything
Don't
feels
knock
more
'em till you
comfortable.
try it.
Strap on.
Let me ask you guys a question. Now that we know the prices of pretty much all the VR technology coming out this year, how do you guys think the PlayStation VR is going to do compared to the competition? Do you think that the lower price and easier entry point by just owning a PlayStation 4 is going to make a big difference? I heard
yeah.
Robbie say he thinks it's going to do really well. I honestly agree with you, Robbie, but I want to know what the other hosts believe.
Yeah.
I think because you have almost a 40 million install base already. So even if you get, I don't know, 5% of that or 10% of that, you're already looking at more numbers that you're going to get with the Oculus Rift. Those are more numbers because the Oculus Rift, like you're talking about, you're probably going to need at least a $300 or $250 graphics card that can even use Oculus Rift. So that's just one part inside your PC that you're going to need to be able to use that.
So 970M or above. So
Yeah.
my laptop only has a 960.
So it's going to be hard to even get a PC that can run that, and you're going to need parts. So you got to build it, and a lot of people aren't ready. A lot of PCs are not ready yet for that. And the PlayStation 4 is already built in. And from what they said, it's built in. Now, the graphics, to me, don't look as good as Oculus Rift or anything, but you expect that because those
Of
are
course not.
they're better. You put better units in there. You put better GPUs in there, and that's the reason why it looks the way it does. But for the price point, I still think it's fair. I know people say 400 is too much. I still think that's a decent price. I would have
It's a
loved
great
it to be
price.
350 or 300. But to be honest with you,
I would have loved that too.
yeah, it's an early adopter thing.
That's gonna happen.
You're not forced to get it yet. It's going to take a year or so before it jumps off anyway. So if you wait, I guarantee you a year from now, year and a
It'll be
half from now,
300.
it's going to go down to 300 probably. It's going to go down to a more affordable price. But the point is, it's going to take time for VR anyway. So you're either going to be an early adopter or you're going to wait and you'll be okay if you wait,
And as somebody who's done the early adoption numerous times, you do get that benefit of actually experiencing it and helping cultivate the atmosphere around whatever you're buying. I bought the PlayStation Vita. I got the early edition bundles. I bought Kate's and mine a week before the official release date for $450.
I thought you were gonna give us a good example where it's good to
God
be an early
damn
adopter.
But I did. I mean, I still love my Vita, man. It's sad to see what happened to it, but sometimes you got to pay that little premium, the extra, just to get in there on the ground floor and experience it. I think VR is.
Yeah, I had to pay a lot for my PlayStation TV, my Ouya.
Damn.
My
Get the hell out.
Right.
Oh,
Well, here's
Vita.
another
Shit.
bad example though. The Xbox One. If you wait a whole year later, look at the price that it went to. 2
Oh,
years
yeah.
later, look at the price that it went to. You know what I mean? So the people that are saying it's too much right now, 2 years from now, it might not be that price. Maybe they have a more updated version that costs more.
You can buy an Xbox One for $300 right now, right?
Yeah.
$300.
Three-
And it launched at
Five.
$5.
$5, right?
Yep.
That it was $100 more than the PlayStation, or did they both come out at the same price?
It was
No,
$100 more because it had the
$100.
Connect.
$399 to $499. So,
Yeah.
Don Matrick, you bastard. All right,
Thank
guys.
God he's out of there.
It always, like financially, it always pays to wait.
You know
'Cause
what's-
you don't buy the Ouya and you get the discounted Xbox One.
But no
you
one
know,
like you. Let's
The-
Right.
Yeah.
You know what the irony in all this is? If Sony forced people to buy that camera, they would have been ready for VR already. They wouldn't
Yep.
have needed the headset. Obviously, if they forced them to do, if they did what Microsoft did, it would have forced people and they would have been ready. Every PlayStation would have been ready. All you needed to do was get the headset.
That's a really good point too. Yeah,
Great
that
point.
with the regular VR bundle, there is no camera included, so you're gonna have to. Buy
I don't
that
think
if you don't
Sony's
have it.
looking bad on that decision though, because if
Yeah,
you think
I
about
know.
like they got a 40
That was their
million
selling point.
installed, they whipped the
Yeah.
shit out of Microsoft for 3 years.
Yeah, let's be real.
Another thing to note about this VR headset, they're saying they're making profit off of it. So that's
Yeah,
$40
that's
with
interesting.
profit. That's pretty awesome that they're not losing anything with it. So that's a pretty good pricing point, and at the same time they're making profit. I mean, you really can't beat that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
PlayStation
I'll tell you
is
this: I am
single-handedly-
throwing down a pre-order for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a day one adopter. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to VR for a long time. This is the price point that I'm kind of waiting for. This is as much as I'm willing to pay for a first generation VR. Assuming you don't call the 90s first generation VR.
green wires.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I see
But I-
red only. That damn Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, man. Come on.
Like, I'm really looking forward to this. And then I don't know if is it in here. Is the PlayStation 4.5 thing?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we got that. Of
Well,
course.
I think we should cover that now because
Kind of has
it's
something to do with the VR aspect.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Sony may be developing a PS 4.5, according to reports. The system will be much more powerful than the current PS4 and will be able to run games up to 4K resolution, as well as providing a better experience with the PlayStation VR. What do you guys think? Like, first of all, like, just bullshit checker. What do you think?
I actually
Bullshit,
believe there's a
or
lot of
you think
credence
this
to
is
the story.
valid?
I think
it's
it's
coming
bullshit.
from Kotaku, and Kotaku
Yeah.
is known for kind of breaking stories that end up as true in the gaming world. And of course-
They're known, in my opinion, they're known to go either way on that one.
but this is something that we've kind of heard in the ether from Microsoft, and I think as well as Sony, that there was a possibility of an upgraded version of their hardware. And you guys know Phil Spencer's been talking about this quite a bit lately. And it does make a little bit more sense that if PlayStation wants to kind of go head-to-head with the Oculus and the Vive, that they would have maybe a slightly upgraded PS4 that's able to play games at the same resolution to give people the same degree of immersion as some of its competitors. And to me, it also gives them an opportunity to bring their price back up to the $400 price point. Or
So
maybe
it's
a little
past your bullshit meter.
bit. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think
I-
there's. Yeah.
I made a video about this. I'm going to just briefly say the video will be posted tomorrow. But briefly, I think that they're going to come out later, say it's mistranslated or something like that. Because what it's for, I have a feeling that it's just be 4K resolution for Netflix. Because right now
Streaming
you
and
can't
stuff.
stream and stuff. 4K.
Yeah.
I think that's the
New
only 4K
PS4.
truth about the whole thing. Because there's so many PCs right now that can't even hit 4K, a playable 4K. There's no way a design like that, it's going to be able to handle 4K without overheating. It's so much problem. So that right there is, I call BS on. Now, are they going to get a better GPU? I don't know. I don't think they should, because now you're going to have
Fragment the
community.
audience.
Yeah, you're going to separate community again. You're going to have some people with the original one. You're going to do the same thing that Nintendo did with the new 3DS.
3DS.
And then what? Some games could run on this one, some games can't run on the other one. You're going to confuse the market. Right now, you're building a strong market, right? You have 40 million people on the PlayStation 4. You know, do you really want to segregate them? And what do you think automatically you're going to get 40 million more? It doesn't work like that. Now you're gonna
Segregation
sep-
is bad. Let me just
Exactly.
say that now.
Exactly.
As the one black guy on the podcast.
Is it always
Segregation
bad
is-
though? I mean, come on.
All right.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm
There's a lot
wondering
of-
about this is, I could see them doing something soon, like adding that breakout box that comes with the PSVR and throwing that in the PlayStation box.
Ooh.
That I could see as an upgraded box. And then by upgrading the HDMI out on the PlayStation, you could then get support for 4K Blu-ray, 4K Netflix, 4K Amazon. Like, so that's where that 4K, like, I kind of agree with you here, not too nerdy about, like, you could get 4K video playback out of that. It's not currently available just because, those standards weren't ready when they went to market with that thing. No way they're going to get 4K video games. They can't even hit 1080p
No.
60. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no way. Like, it's not even, maybe in 5 years, they'll be able to put an affordable PlayStation out that can hit 4K at, like, reasonable. It's not even reasonable. They'd have to sell it like a $1,500 console.
Right. The one market share that they lost since the PlayStation 3 are the people that bought the PS3 just for its Blu-ray, because that was the best Blu-ray player there is. Now, if you
Yeah.
come out saying that you're now able to stream like 4K with it, you're gonna get
Yep.
those people that got it just for that purpose. You're gonna get
And
those
4K
people back.
Blu-ray is just hitting the market
Yeah,
right
just-
now too.
Exactly.
Like
So-
that's
and-
brand new. If they put that in there, I mean, it makes perfect sense. And then they put in that VR breakout box. They could also sell the VR goggles, maybe even at a cheaper price.
See, that's why I feel like now is the perfect time for an upgrade in that sense. So if you're
Yeah.
telling me they're doing it for that reason, I'm all for it because that's a choice. If you don't have a 4K TV, you don't have to worry about it. But like now, there's eventually people are upgrading to 4K, then you could go ahead and get the PlayStation 4. It makes sense now because those 4K Blu-ray players are pretty expensive anyway. Those so if you get them at a reasonable price, it does all that together. Then you're looking at a good system that's giving other people that were not interested in the PlayStation a chance to be like, hey, you know what? I might as well get a PlayStation 4 because it does all of this, and I can get it for the family type thing.
Yeah.
So
This is where I see this going. I do see a PS 4.5 happening, but I don't see it happening. Like, it's not going to be like a revision of the hardware that says, some games will run at 1080p 60 and some, on this new hardware, and some are going to run at 1080p 30 on the older hardware. I don't see that being valid. Maybe it will have a better graphics chip, but it's going to be something that's compatible with the old one so that you don't have to program, different resolution settings and different, graphical settings into console games.
Do you guys think that if they actually do release this upgraded hardware, they're going to have a trade-in program maybe? No?
no.
No.
Now it's Sony. I'm sure GameStop will use that opportunity. to do
GameStop
that.
will for sure, yeah.
You could trade it to your grandmother for lots of things too. Like they accept
If
anything.
GameStop does too, I'll take advantage of it because I want that. I want
Yeah, I'd have
4K
to.
video playback.
I'd have to, yeah. I got so many PS4s in this house. Buying another one would just be insane, but I'd want that extra power, that ability to stream in 4K.
All right.
We got two more little stories you can cover real fast, guys. The Division has become the fastest selling new IP ever in its first week on sale. Cha-ching. Good
I
job,
don't
Division.
know if it's a good game. Like we already kind of stated our, what we like about it, what we don't like about it. Because there are times where I think the Division is awesome. Like especially when it's at its best when you're playing with people and you have tactical, like you're calling out and you're like, all right, I'm going to go around this guy, you shoot him from the front. That's when the Division is at its best. But there are so many times where this game is just repetitive and I'm not enjoying myself. And I'm happy to see them succeed. And I still think it's a great game. But does it really deserve this? Like,
I want to see
think-
what it is in a year.
It was hyped, man. This game was hyped. We've been hearing about this game since E3 2014. It looked like it was going to deliver something that Destiny promised but didn't quite deliver.
it's a game that everyone was excited for. Yeah.
Everybody
everyone.
was excited for this. And some people are disappointed, some people are really happy with it, but it's a completely unique game.
I'll put it this way though, like when did it release the Division? What was the date?
March 8th.
Okay, and look at before that was the last big game that came out.
November.
You got what I'm saying? Like that's another thing is also the timing of it. So that's why it had the most releases because they were just
That's
hoping
true.
this is the next biggest game coming out. So everyone bought it because there's nothing else. There's been droughts of games, and I think that's why they got lucky because of the date that they did it, and that's pretty much it. Because the game isn't as good as everyone thought it'll be. I still think it's pretty good though. I just think that it has some glitches that pisses me off, but that's just me. So like,
It is not a perfect game.
Yeah.
No.
The last little bit of news that we got, guys, for the show today, I'm sure that Mr. Brian Rabbit would like to elaborate on. Destiny's long-awaited spring update has been detailed.
Holy motherfucking Luya!
Long time
New
coming.
content for Destiny after 6 fucking months! Unreal. Unreal that it took this long for them to make new content, man. Unfreaking believable.
do you think they're
I
gonna
was
pull back
psyched.
players
What's that?
from the? Do you think the Division players, the people that moved the Division, they're gonna come back to Destiny? Or is
Some
it
of
gonna-
them probably will. Destiny and the Division play very differently. For me, I really like that more visceral gameplay that Destiny offers. Like jumping up in the air, firing my hand cannon down on people's heads. Like, that is fun to me.
Oh, you say it like that.
It's a lot more fun to me than standing behind a box, like peeking my head out every once in a while and taking a pot shot. It's two different ways of playing, and I think there's two different things that people enjoy, you know. And my jam is first person shooters. It just is. And I'm really looking forward to this. I think a lot of people will come back to Destiny. I think it's going to be timed perfectly because people are going to have their fill of the division, come back to Destiny. It's not, notice this though, it doesn't have a name. It's not called the Dark Below. It's not called the Taken King. It's just update 2.2.0, spring update. So, I mean, they're not promising like some huge update here. They're not promising like a DLC like we've had in year one. I think that's telling. They also show.
Is that good or bad though? Do you think that's scary or is
that's
that
scary because I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of content.
Look, we got new things.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's smart on Bungie because you really don't have the opportunity to be disappointed because you don't know.
Oh, I've got the opportunity to be disappointed whenever I choose to take it.
You know, if they're releasing a title expansion or DLC, you have something in your mind what you can kind of expect. But I think
true.
that when they just create, you know, an update, it can just be, you know, certain parameters of the game are altered, weapons, things like that might be reskinned. They might work on, you know, the DPS, all kinds of stuff. They might change. So
what if you
Yeah,
go
they haven't-
there and all they did were new dance moves? Like they just start doing the
That
dap
would
and
be
that's it.
bullshit.
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Hammer
They
time.
haven't talked about really what's in it. They said that we're going to get new PvE content, which is great. They did show a picture that showed Guardians that were like kind of taken, like you know, Oryx taken
What?
thing. Yeah, and but it's probably a shader. The Guardians were dressed in Prison Elders gear too, which was, you know, it seems like we're going to get Prison Elders version 2. That could be expected there. So we'll see. We'll see what's in it. We don't really know. It'd be nice if there was some more.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they brought some of the year one stuff back, made it relevant again.
I'm pretty sure they said there's gonna be a strike in here though. Like they did, and there's gonna
One
be like
strike.
a small quest.
Yeah, that's not a big. That's not a big content release. One strike.
It's a free update. Like I think this is pretty good for a free update. I'm happy with this.
So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're gonna be live streaming once a week, like basically revealing what's in this update. So we'll see. Like as the weeks go on, we'll see exactly what's in it.
Yeah.
Is that all we got for news?
Uncharted 4: A Thief's End has finally gone gold. The game is finished development and is ready for its May 10th release on PS4. Cannot freaking wait. I am so happy this is done.
Are they sure it's
Finally.
May 10th or are they going to push it back a week or so?
May 13th.
Stop it, Hector. We
need
can't let
3
it
more
delay
days.
anymore. It's done. It's finished. Oh my god! Finally.
You guys excited about this? I'm super excited about this game.
I love the Uncharted games. I'll buy this day one and play through it. The
Multiplayer.
campaign.
The multiplayer, man. Briar, have you even tried it yet? No?
No. I don't dig on third person games multiplayer.
Briar,
I really
I
don't.
promise you're going to love this multiplayer. I know.
I watched some gameplay of it. I watched some of your gameplay, and I've seen other people play it, and it looks like a third game or third person game.
Yeah, it is.
Like you're bouncing off walls, you're getting hung up on shit that you can't see. You know, like it looks like third person.
It's so good, man.
Hey,
it really is. It's
Guys, if you wait till next year, they're going to have Uncharted 4K. Remember that.
what about PS4K?
everything.
PS4K. PS4K. That's what they're going to call it.
That's what it is.
Can you imagine if we're wrong about the 4K thing, though? Like, imagine if they just like dropped fucking
Uh,
cell
what?
processor 2, and it can game in 4K on your TV.
Drop
If
a
it-
mic.
imagine, no, if you're saying that for real, they'll be like, they're like, oh yeah, and it's gonna be like $1,000 PS4, the elite PS4.
I would buy it. I would buy a $1,000 PS4 if it could game in 4K.
My God.
I almost would consider it too, but I just don't know if it's a good idea for them.
My main monitor is 4K, and it looks pretty fucking good when you can game on 4K. Like, it really does. I don't think it's going to happen, but, man, that would be sweet.
Especially with those old man eyes, you need that sharper.
Oh, you
Robbie,
saw.
I am going to throw something hard and sharp at you.
Hey, Robbie, you
I
talking
think
all that
so, like
shit.
hard, but not sharp. All right.
Well, God damn.
I like to get hard, but you lost me at sharp.
What were you drinking last night, Robbie? I like how you've been sitting still the whole podcast. That gun looks heavy as hell, though.
Gun, it's a sword. It's He-Man, isn't it?
No.
On the live stream, I put a picture of He-Man for his picture.
Oh my god.
He-Man.
It's
All right, I think that's going to do it, guys.
That's it.
Anybody else taking boat trips this week?
no,
No.
no trips.
No boat trip.
I'm done, man.
Just playing
Plane
Paragon. Could be playing Paragon like the whole week to see how that works out, how it plays and stuff like that. I got a couple I have a lot of videos up there. Something about Microsoft and what they did at a game developer conference. So definitely check that out. It has to do with us people, girls dressed up in schoolgirl outfits
I
dancing.
remember seeing that story.
They gotta hit it however they can, not too nerdy. They gotta pull you in and reel you in however they can. Next thing they're gonna do is have a old fat man in a fucking van driving around asking kids if they want candy. You want some candy? No? Well, check out our Xbox games.
Not after you have a
Seems legit.
luncheon for women and gaming. They had a luncheon for women and gaming. Then 2 hours later, they have women dancing in schoolgirl outfits.
Yeah, that looks
It's
bad.
all for education, man.
Yeah.
Those are real schoolgirls.
Right.
Beastly usually has a picture of those same girls right behind him.
Damn right. I'm all for education. Doesn't matter what school, Oh, shit.
All right, Beastly, what are you up to this week?
Oh, man. I'm going to be trying to get into some division this week. I told my wife once I hit level 30 and get into the Dark Zone that I wanted to actually go 100% into Metal Gear Solid 5. I played probably the first hour and a half of that game, and it was, like I told you guys 2 weeks ago, it was one of the most amazing gaming experiences I've had this generation. And I've kind of, since I've been on the cruise, haven't even played it again. I got 123 games on my PS4 right now. With that 2 terabyte hard drive, it's just been kind of crazy when you go through and you see all this stuff that you never tried before. So I'm trying to not get sidetracked. I've been playing this game called Magica 2, which is a multiplayer co-op game where you're a little magician. You go around killing enemies and casting spells and stuff. It's been really, really awesome. Playing Ali 2. Been playing, like I said, some Division. And I'm hopefully going to get through that this week and get into Metal Gear Solid 5. So stay tuned. I did quite a bit of rendering last night and today. I think I rendered 13 videos. And they're already uploaded. So I just got to schedule those and get those ready for you guys this week.
That's why your internet always looks shitty for the show. It's just like, give me a goddamn break.
Damn right. The crazy thing was, right before I went on my cruise, when I upgraded both she and my PS4s, we had to download terabytes of video games. I've got 500 gigs free now on my PS4, so I got 1,500 gigs of games on there. And so bandwidth is taking an ass beating in the last week and a half. Before we went, I couldn't even watch one YouTube video on the laptop, television. Nothing would play it because all those games were consistently being downloaded. It was a nightmare. Yeah, we fucked our bandwidth. Thank God I got unlimited. I mean, there'd probably be AT&T agents at my door right now if I didn't.
A bunch of dudes in dark suits.
Yeah, we're like the Matrix.
Robbie, what are you up to this week?
I'll be playing a lot of Division, I think. I mean, I'm still enjoying the game. I'm going to try and get back into it, because especially, I'm just going to always play with people from now on, because it's just getting kind of boring by myself. I
think that's
usually
the
do
key.
play with people.
You know what I should investigate is, I wonder if there are LFG sites for the Division like there are for Destiny. Like, if you can go on and, there is matchmaking in-game.
Maybe when the raid comes out in April. Could
Yeah.
be.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
A Division raid.
But it's way more fun to play with people.
Oh, definitely.
I thought you'd be recovering, Robbie, but I guess.
Yeah, man. We'll have another
Drink some of that Gatorade. Have some
Yeah,
aspirin.
I might go sleep and not try and cry myself to sleep because I feel like shit,
And
And
it's,
Robbie, we know you're young and we respect that because eons ago we were your age. But just so you know, doing things with other people is a lot more fun in real life too. So
Yes. I know that, yeah.
when you're in the bathroom by yourself, I want you to remember those words. This is more fun with someone else.
Good God.
you don't really have to think about him when you're in the bathroom. He's just joking about that part.
I'm just picturing Robbie sitting on the bathroom on the throne there with a bottle of whiskey on the sink.
I actually did do that.
Holy shit.
Not too nerdy. What are you up to this week?
And I knocked it over.
Paragon, like I said before, I do have lots of videos coming up. I actually did something, what Beastly does all the time. I did like a whole bunch of videos in one day, and I have them spread out throughout the whole week for once, so I did that. I just got to edit a couple more things, and that's pretty much it. So I did a lot more editing than normal. I'm doing a lot more creative things on my Not Too Nerdy Retro channel, so definitely go check that out. I have a couple things about like Nintendo, like history of Nintendo coming out, and about some rare things that like games that I have. Like, I'm showing like the whole rare collection, not like rare company, rare games that I have, and I was gonna show that video as well. So
This store opened up close to me called Retro Games Plus. I made the mistake of going in there, and it's just it looks like GameStop from 20 years ago. It's like walking into a GameStop, like it's like walking through a time warp. It's like so tempting.
Yeah,
everything is like, oh man, they got this. Oh man, they got Bionic Commando on NES. I haven't played that forever.
Oh, man, I love those stores. Those are the best, man. Those are the best. Whenever
That
I
could
go
cost
home,
me
I
a
go
lot
to
of
the
money,
record.
that little
Whenever I
move.
go up north and go to Ohio, I go to the Record Exchange because it's the best gaming store I've ever been in my life. They have every retro system. They've got the handheld Super Nintendos and Genesis, and you can buy Game Gear from there. I buy my
They got
Dreamcast.
handheld Super Nintendos.
Yeah, they got a handheld Super Nintendo and a
Modern
handheld
ones, yeah.
Genesis. They got the,
Oh my God.
it's called the Sega Nomad. They always have that, and this little handheld is just a handheld Super Nintendo, and it's like $75, and it's always there. It's brand new in the box.
And you can just pop
Yeah,
a
the
regular.
cartridge right on top.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. I love that place. Shout
I
out
could
to
put
the
that
Record
right next to the
Exchange.
couch, and like, I'd be so happy playing all those old NES, SNES games.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's gonna do it, guys. Anybody else want to pimp anything before we go?
How about you, Brian? You're the only one
Yeah.
to pimp something. You lost your pimp status today.
the
Come on,
pimp.
get in it
Damn.
back.
Tomorrow, I think I will have the Grasp of Malik, Shard It or Keep It. I'm pretty sure that's coming out tomorrow. Other than that, I haven't made any plans.
Well, I'm
Fair
pretty sure
enough.
that his destiny proclaims that destiny will be in his future.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to this spring update.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you
you
next
later.
time.
See.
All right,
Kiss me,
everybody look
Daddy.
awkwardly at the screen for like 3 seconds.
I can't, but okay.
You gotta get your cartoon character to look awkwardly. Come on, He-Man.